Welcome, everyone. I'm Anna, and I'm a guide that specializes in career coaching here at Sphere. I'm actually one of the original guides for the platform, and I have over a decade of HR experience working at large organizations and with individuals, and really focusing on private career coaching as well. A little bit about my background. I'm a certified HR leader in Ontario, and I also have a Master's of Industrial Relations and Human Resources. I have helped hundreds of people get to a place in their career that they didn't know that they could get to, and navigating all those fun pieces along the way in your careers. There's definitely a lot of ups and downs. So I want to learn a little bit more about you guys. So throughout this webinar, could you do me a favor and ask any questions that you have in the chat as we go? And I'm also going to ask you guys some questions. And then there'll be a reciprocal piece from Sphere after to be able to make sure that we've answered all of these components. So what is career coaching? Career coaching actually helps individuals and teams navigate their roles, their careers, some really high-level aspirations. And how do we do it? Well, we do it through effective goal setting. We carve out attainable and understandable steps to success. And then we're here to help you go up that path. We look at the entire life cycle of your employment, and we want to make sure that we characterize you well in everything that we do. So we want to make sure we put your best foot forward in any job that you apply for, how you appear in an interview, and then how you navigate your leadership. How do you come across? We want to make sure that you do that as well as you can all through your career. So who is career coaching for? It's ideal for people in many different stages of their careers. It can range from someone who just graduated from university or a college program, wanting to make that pivotal decision of what their first job is going to look like, because they do recognize it can inform the rest of their career. But it's also for someone looking to make that next step in their career. Maybe it's a stretch assignment. Maybe it's a leadership opportunity, or maybe it's something completely different that you've really wanted to explore. This could also be for like a high performer looking to get that career defining role. So the next question is, who would benefit from career coaching? So there's a lot of different attributes that I think are important to keep in mind when you're getting into a relationship like this. Well, the first one is being open-minded. We want to look for someone who's going to challenge themselves and also be accountable. In order to make tangible strides in your career, you need to treat the process honestly just as seriously as you treat your job. Job searching and changing your career is kind of like a part-time job. Sometimes it's hard to put yourself first and devote this time to your development, but I promise it pays off if you make this commitment to yourself, show up, and do the work. So when it comes to what our sessions look like, we can cover a lot of different things. One of the first one is job search strategies. People are often overwhelmed with the idea of, where do I even start? Maybe it's you're looking towards a promotion. Maybe it's defining what you really want to do, which is a totally different career. Sometimes I get people that come to me who are negotiating between multiple different opportunities, and we have to do pros and cons of which one works. So if you want to know what a typical career coaching session would look like, we brainstorm the type of role that you're looking for, and then we recognize any gaps that you might have in achieving that position, and then we create a game plan to start filling in those gaps and getting you to the next level. One of the things we would do is check out your LinkedIn profile and make sure you're really portraying yourself in the best way that you can in a marketable way for the career that you're looking for. Another type of session could be my favorite, which is interview coaching. Here we prepare a chart of all of your best experiences and characterize them related exactly to what the new role looks like. And we make a lot of good stories because honestly, stories sell. Then we practice using a mock interview format where you get feedback not only on your responses, but everything about your intonation, maybe words that you use too often, and even your background, just like here. From there, we debunk different myths as well. Sometimes people have this idea that, you can only get a job if you know someone, and that's not the truth at all. It's all about persistence and accountability, and as I said, putting your best self forward. One of my big beliefs is strengths-based coaching. And from there, we look at what you're good at, and then we capitalize on it because you're going to get really good at something that you have inherent aptitude towards. So let's find out what you are good at and make sure to capitalize on it. We keep notes for accountability so that we have a record of what we need to work on. And then we have all of those steps for you to complete. So at the end of a session, you do have a little bit of homework. You don't get in trouble if you don't do it, but it's best that you do it. Every seeker's journey is a little bit different. And depending on how soon you're wanting to make changes and advance to that next step of your career, kind of dictates what our relationship looks like. People like statistics, so I'll give you some numbers just to let you know what our relationship might look like and when one can see success. So on average, if you devote one session a week to working with Sphere and a career coach, we create all of these plans and steps. You follow through with them. Most seekers will achieve their goal within a 3 to 9 month timeframe. I always make a recommendation to focus on your top 10 organizations you'd like to work for, and then focus on checking those particular career sites on the specific pages every single day, and then applying actually within 24 hours, because sometimes these positions don't even make it to big job boards. And sometimes when you're applying to something on a big job board, it's already taken and they haven't even taken the position down yet. It's important to treat job searching as seriously as you would take doing a job. And success for most seekers looks like getting to that next new job or a promotion, but it can also be a little bit more than that. It can be about developing some workplace strengths that you want to develop, working on a difficult project, gaining a team, learning how to network, which is a big challenge for a lot of people, and even things like interpreting a 360-degree feedback or chatting about some political issues, because we all know that people are complex beings and what they're thinking may not be exactly how they're behaving. So we can also navigate your relationships at work as well. So what does success look like? Let me share a little bit of a story of one of my most memorable seekers from Sphere. Someone came to me feeling relatively dissatisfied in their role, wanting to get a new job, not sure what that new job would look like, feeling a little bit stuck and unmotivated. The thing is, sometimes when we're unhappy, it's hard to visualize ourselves being successful in a new role and progressing. So after about 3 months of targeted weekly meetings, we updated the individual's resume, we researched all these great companies, and here's another number for you. We applied to 5 to 10 jobs weekly. That takes several hours. This seeker then went through a series of 3 different job interviews and was offered, just wait, not 1, but 2 of those roles. Then we had to go through the pros and cons of each offer and ultimately decide where to go. Not only did the seeker negotiate a sizable compensation package, but we are still meeting monthly to ensure success in that new role and to challenge that imposter syndrome that a new role and responsibilities can carry. So when it comes to achieving career success, persistent effort and time is absolutely required. Honestly, it takes hours to apply to positions, making sure that you characterize yourself well each time. It's not just tossing up a resume and hoping the hiring manager thinks you've got some great stuff and does the matching for you to the role. You need to do that for them. You also need to work on networking and keeping up with those contacts that you meet. There's so many platforms for networking now, and you will see so much success by those relationships that you meet, but you need to nurture them. And we can work on what nurturing professional relationships looks like. So I promise you, if you commit to this process and you trust it, you will see ultimate success in your career. So do you think you might need some career coaching? Why don't you grab a pen and I'm going to ask you a few questions. These won't all apply to you, but I want you to pick one that really resonates with you and then spend a few minutes really writing down your thoughts and how far you can get with that question. If any of these lead you to a place that you've identified that you think requires even more exploration, that's amazing. Success. That means that you are ready to start working with a career coach. So do we all have our pens? Ask yourself, how do I feel about my job and my career right now? Is it what I imagined? Is it too much with no end, or is it too easy and becoming mundane? Where do I see my career progressing? Is there something I could be doing to advance my skills? Have I had a professional development conversation with my boss lately? How am I doing on my networking? If you're feeling either of those ways and want to work on your career advancement, why don't you head over to Sphere and check out their career coaches to set up a customized plan for job satisfaction, engagement, and ultimate career success.